He did this as an adult, as an accomplished lawyer, and a boxer, and a community activist. But his dream and his leadership skills and his challenges, he started that when he was young, precisely at your age. So make no mistake, you're not the leaders of tomorrow, you're the leaders of today. You are the leaders of today, so take up the charge. Take up the charge for social change. And know that your dreams mean so much, not only to you, but to all of us. We're all rooting for you, because your dreams and how you pursue them are what will solve some of the biggest challenges we have in humanity today. The challenge of global migration, the challenge of global climate change, poverty, education. 130 million girls don't have access to school. You're the ones who will bring up the solutions to change that. So when you see those kinds of challenges, it takes dreamers like you to dream and win. Because by dreaming and pursuing those dreams and challenging yourself, that's when change starts to happen. And that is the example of Nelson Mandela. And you know how long it took Nelson Mandela to achieve his dream? 27 years, guys. 27 years. Not 27 years of working in the community and so on, but 27 years of being inside prison. He had to go to prison for his beliefs. A simple belief in an equal society was seen as a threat by the rulers at the time, and they put him in jail. They tried to break him. They tried to break his spirit by making him perform hard work. I visited the prison in which Nelson Mandela spent the first 18 years of that prison sentence on Robben Island. And they had to break rock and break it down and perform really hard labor. And he almost lost his eyesight because the rock was bright limestone, and the sun would hit the rock and reflect on their eyesight. And him and his colleagues had to deal with that. But they persevered, and they dreamt beyond that prison cell. They got together during breaks to talk about how they'll change the society after they leave prison. Because in their minds, they didn't want those four corners of the prison wall to limit them. So that's the power of dream. And even 27 years later, when he came out of prison, the first speech he gave, he said, "I dream of fighting for an equal society for South Africa, where men and women and people of different colors are equal. It's a dream in which I'll fight for the rest of my life, and if necessary, I'll die for that dream." So he gave the same speech that he gave 27 years ago. That's dedication. So in your hands, and in your heart, and in your spirit, you have something indestructible, which is your dreams. Don't let anyone tell you you cannot achieve your dreams. It may take 27 years, it may take much less than that. But the fact that you're dreaming alone already makes you a winner. And can I tell you something? I'm humbled today by the fact that the folks who are here, who you're going to hear from, are the ones, them, the people behind them, the sponsors, who I want to thank so deeply, KPMG. Thank you so much for believing in the youth of York Southwestern, the district that I'm so proud to represent, for sponsoring this event. Because by doing that, by putting money and resources behind this event, you're telling these young people that you believe in them, that their dreams are equally important to the dreams of young people everywhere else, those who have opportunities. I also want to thank Bell Canada, our second sponsor. First KPMG, second Bell Canada, for also not hesitating when we asked for sponsorship assistance for this wonderful event. And finally, last but certainly not least, I want to thank Masai Uchuri and the Giants of Africa. And I was sitting with Masai and having dinner, and I was just brainstorming, and I said, a lot of youth mentorship events occur in downtown Toronto, and not just by the private sector, but even in government, we're as guilty as anyone on this. So when we announce programs for young people, or we announce new money for mentorship and so on, we make those announcements downtown, or in more wealthier neighborhoods. We don't come to York Southwestern, or in Melbourne, or in Regent Park. So when I was talking to Masai, I just casually mentioned, I said, wouldn't it be great if those mentors and those heroes and those role models, that these young people won't be forced to go to them, that those role models will come to us. And then they would come to ridings and districts like York Southwestern. And it was just an idea that I had. You could call it a dream. But Masai said, why don't we do it? And I said, wait a second, are you sure? Like, what do you mean? You know, there's so many obstacles. He goes, no, let's just do it. That's a good idea. And I said, yeah, but you know, it may cost a while. How are we going to bring 1,000 young people in a room? How are we going to organize that? How are we going to... He goes, no, you're worried about the details. I like the idea. Let's do it. So for that, Masai, I really want to thank you for believing in this and for supporting us wholeheartedly. I asked, and the answer was yes right away. So thank you for that. I want to end by talking about the fact that dreams can appear impossible or unlikely to others, but if you believe strongly enough in a society like Canada, even though we're not perfect, the opportunities are there. And it's up to you to use those community resources to succeed. But when you do so, you need to also look behind and preserve those same resources that you're using now to succeed for the next generation, and actually expand those resources. So I will be standing in front of you here today, and many of the guests, the motivational, wonderful role models that we have, they wouldn't be here because of those services didn't exist. So someone like myself, I relied on the community library to print my first resume, because I didn't have a printer. I relied on public transit to go to university and to school. I relied on social housing. Without that, I wouldn't be able to graduate from university. So these are community resources that are critical to making sure that those who have dreams can actually make those dreams a reality. And there's no shame in using those community resources, because they are there to help you to achieve your dreams and to fulfill your potential, but equally as a social contract to look back and push the ladder down for others so that they can climb up and succeed and fulfill their potential. Because that's how we succeed together as a common community. And everyone who's sitting in that row is here today because they're here to root for you. You have your dreams, but we're here to root for you. Your parents are here to root for you. The community, the teachers. So everyone is by your side cheering and trying to help you achieve your dreams. Your job is to believe in yourself and to know that simply by dreaming and working hard, you're already a winner. So thank you very much. I look forward to an amazing day with you. I'm so proud to represent you in Parliament. I know that Canada is in good hands with young people like you, but I want you to pay really good attention to the next set of speakers, because they'll wow you with their background, they'll wow you with their talents, but they will blow your mind with their contributions back to the community. That's the key thing. They're amazing individuals, they're highly talented, they've done such amazing things in their life, but they didn't stop there. They didn't let that talent in sports and business and art define them. They said we're more than that. So they used that power, that convening power, to give back to the community, whether it is education, whether it is giving back access to energy and power and electricity, whether it is giving back to setting up foundations that have lifted people literally out of poverty. That's what you're going to hear today, and I hope you pay attention most to that aspect of their speeches. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup.